Good morning, I am Brian with Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick, Colorado. Today I'm going to be walking you through a 2002 Renegade Garage unit. So pretty cool unit, definitely kind of the old school styling. We're going to walk around the outside first and then we'll go inside and look at some of the cool stuff in there. First thing you'll see is this unit is built on a Ford F650 chassis. Good. And measures just about 40 feet long. So we'll look at some of this outside storage because there is a lot of it. Up in this front bay on the passenger side, you do have a nice big storage there. You'll see that it's felt lined down at the bottom to keep things from sliding around. And then that's steel all the way around it. So you can put some pretty heavy stuff in there. Coming back just behind the entry door, you have another felt lined steel storage bin here. And then coming back just a little bit more, we have two more. Also on this driver's side, it looks like you do have a 12-foot awning, patio awning that is going to be a manual extend and a manual retract. So what makes this unit really cool is it is a garage unit. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But on the back side of it, you do have this big Thyman lift. So push a button, it'll take it all the way up. You don't have any scary ramps that you got to drive up, no steep ramps. There's plenty of room. It's got a 1,600 pound capacity on the lift itself. So plenty of room, or plenty of capacity for, you know, four-wheelers, golf carts, dirt bikes, whatever you need to carry. And then as a secondary, there's a class 5 hitch underneath there with a towing capacity of 12,000 pounds. So it's way tucked up underneath there, but if you needed to tow some extra that you couldn't fit into the garage, that's a great place to do it. Kind of walk around here. I don't imagine most people will be using this for a golf cart, but I figured it's at least gives you some kind of a reference to how much space you have there. And I'll give you all the garage dimensions once we get inside. Coming back to the driver's side, very back compartment, you do have your 30 amp power cord, a huge storage compartment, and this is where you're going to plug in that 30 amp power cord to use your generator. Coming forward one bay there, you do have a 7,000 watt diesel generator. That's going to pull off of your main diesel tanks. The next bay forward is going to be your holding tank bay. So that's your gray and black tank. Each one of those is 37.5 gallons. Over on the left side here, you do have a little bit of hose storage, and then your gray valve, your black valve, and the dump. It's just a gravity dump, really simple to use, and actually in a very accessible location. And then your last underneath bay is going to be your house batteries. So it looks like you've got two house batteries there, your LP tank over there on the right, and then far forward here you're going to have two chassis batteries just for starting the engine, and they're in a nice sealed compartment. So now I've made it to the front, we'll go over just a couple things on this chassis. First thing is you have one 50-gallon fuel tank on the driver's side, and then you also have another 50-gallon fuel tank on the passenger side. So a total of 100 gallons of fuel, dual side fuel fills. They're the big nozzles so you can go to the truck stops and fill it up quickly. This F650 chassis is powered by a 5.9 ISB Cummins. So that's about 340 horsepower, just about 700 foot-pounds of torque. One thing I want to note, and we'll get the camera closer here, just how good of shape this thing is in. I mean, the frame rails are still painted, the leaf springs are still painted, that engine is dry and still silver. So someone took very, very good care of this unit. It does only have 40,000 original miles on it. While we're here, we'll look at this stock tag. The stock number for this 2002 Renegade Garage unit is 5U200202. So, walk around the front here. We'll look at the other side of the engine as well. One cool thing about the Ford F650 chassis, even though this is technically an 01 chassis, there are still parts available for them. They're very, very easy to come by. So it's not too much of a worry there. Again, all these nice painted frame rails. Something that someone added right here is going to be a pack brake. So that's essentially an engine brake, just an aftermarket engine brake. Really does help slowing you down while you're coming down big passes and whatnot. And come back a little farther, you'll see this other 50-gallon fuel tank with a fuel fill on that one as well. Shut that one up. So now we're gonna go inside, take a look at the inside of this 2002 Renegade Garage unit. So this is a single slide unit. Your slide out is just going to be your dinette. For a 2002, this slide does work flawlessly. You have 4 cup holders in the dinette, and then this will also drop down and make a bed for, if you have your little kids with you. One cool thing about this unit is it does have all of the original manuals from 2002, and they're still in the original Renegade book. So someone did care enough to keep all this together for you. You have blinds over each of these windows here. They're just pull down blinds. That's going to be the same for every window in the motorhome. As we pan around to the right here, your main bed is going to be a cab over bunk. So this is a queen bed. I'm telling you, there's plenty of room here. You could put a bigger mattress there if you wanted to. And then over on the passenger side, you do have a jackknife bed as well on your sofa, just to give you the maximum amount of sleeping. Up above your sofa, some nice cabinetry. Now Renegade does use all solid wood cabinetry. You're not going to get any particle board out of them. And then back up in this cabinet, there is going to be a 12-volt receptacle as well as a satellite in port. Just to the right of that, you do have a DVD player as well as a Sony head system. This is going to be your house radio. There are speakers around this unit just so that you can listen to music. There is the pass-through into the cab area here. So we'll just kind of pan through that quickly. So Ford, it's just a Ford interior. The seats are flex steel, so they did put some upgraded seats in it. This has an Allison AT545 transmission. That's going to be a 4-speed transmission. And then down here on the floor, you'll see the parking brake because that transmission does not have a park gear. This does have power windows, power locks as well. One of the big benefits to the Super C is you can get in both at the mid-entry door as well as the front entry doors for the cab. We'll pan around to this side really quick. You have a big cabinet up top, right next to that high-definition TV. That was a joke. That is the original TV from 2002. Coming on back, this is going to be your closet space. So you have 2 hanging racks in there. A good carpenter could probably build you some drawers to put in there as well, but lots of storage right there. Which brings us back just a little bit more. This is going to be your thermostat. This does have one 15,000 BTU air conditioning that will run while plugged in or run off the generator. And it actually works very well. Coming to the kitchen area, first things first, just a big cabinet up top here. It's kind of cool, the manufacturer's data plate that shows everything that it has. And then a little Samsung microwave. Down on the countertop, you just have a single bowl kitchen sink. and then a 3-burner gas cooktop with the oven as well. So down below your countertop here, this is going to be your slide out control. Over here we have a water pump switch, as well as monitors for your battery, fresh, black, and gray tanks, so you can look at what capacities you're at. Your water heater on and off switch, and then a holding tank heater if you're out camping and it's colder, or you're out at the track and it's a little colder than you would like, just to keep you safe from freeze. And then you have a bank of 3 drawers as well. Oh, I lied. Bank of 2 drawers, and then some storage underneath the cabinetry there. Oh, and then one more cabinet. And then before we get back any farther, I will show you over here as well. You do have an emergency generator start. So if your house batteries died, just the batteries that control everything in here, you can hold this button and use your chassis batteries to start the generator. You also have the controls for your generator. This 2002 has 375 hours on it, so it's just barely even broken in, as well as a water gauge and an oil pressure gauge, and this is just your start and stop switch. Coming back into this galley area, just a nice little bathroom here. So single sink, cabinets up above the toilet there. A Thetford toilet with a foot pedal to flush it. This does have a medicine cabinet here as well. And then over here, just a shower with a small tub on the bottom of it. All right, so now we're gonna, well, actually, back over to the other side here, we do have a 2-door refrigerator. This is a gas or electric refrigerator, so you don't necessarily have to be plugged in to keep it running. And then we'll get back into the biggest draw, or the coolest thing about this unit, which is this garage. So as you can see, we do have plenty of room in here. The length of this from the door to the wall is 12 feet 2 inches. The width is 98 inches, and that's going to be from wall to wall. So the very lowest points here, okay? And then between the cabinets, we have 70 inches. So plenty of room for a RZR, a 2-seat RZR or a Can-Am. Plenty of room for 2 or 3 4-wheelers if you turn them sideways. You know, there's a lot of stuff that you could put in here. This garage door is going to be your lowest point, okay? And that's going to be 73 inches from the door to the floor, okay? Inside of here, there is some cool little things such as this fold down little work area there. You know, keep some tools. If you're working on your dirt bike, you have some a space to do it. Oop. Cabinetry for gear all the way across this. Nice stainless steel cabinets. Good latches on them. And then you do have this ladder here as well. Up top here, you got a sky deck. You know, for those track days, watch the races without having to go out into the bleachers. So you can get on top up there. There isn't any railings or anything. That is something you would have to add, but it just gives you that cool option. This ladder does fold away to give you that full length. And then on either side, you do have these nice drop down bunks. So it can be a seating area, or you can fold it out And in conjunction with this one over here, you would have just about a queen bed back here. The one thing you are missing back here is going to be heating and AC. This is not a heated or cooled garage. Down on the floor, you do have these D-rings for tying all your equipment down. Whether it be your dirt bike, your RZR, golf cart, you do have room to tie it down. You got a total of 9 of them. So it gives you a couple different solutions there. And then over on the passenger side again, we do have these great hangers here. So you can change it up. You can hang your, your riding clothes. But gives you a couple different options there as well. And then more cabinetry up top. So like I said, when those beds are folded up, your cabinets are going to be your narrowest point, and you have 70 inches between the two of them. So up here, just a little bit more storage, hanging clothes, some tools, some extra nuts and bolts, just whatever you need. You have the space to put it in this garage. So coming back forward. So that's pretty much going to wrap up our video today on the 2002 Renegade Garage unit. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about this unit or any other unit in our inventory, feel free to give me a call at 303-684-3433. Again, I'm Brian Moritz with Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick, Colorado. Have a great day.